$66 million. That's not lottery money. That's how much was stolen from the United States government's food stamp program in one of the biggest fraud schemes in history.
6 people are now charged with a huge fraud and bribery scam targeting food stamps. Listen to this. One of the arrested people in this, a USA employee, that's the government agency that oversees food stamp benefits. According to the Justice Department, the group set up a network that supplied approximately 160 unauthorized EBT terminals to stores across the New York area. Those terminals then illegally processed more than $30 million in EBT transactions. And the USDA employee who's charged actually worked in the division responsible for identifying food stamp fraud. Earlier this month, we highlighted a national scam in our special report, Faces of the Forgotten. Thousands of people in Alabama have had millions of dollars stolen from their EBT accounts. And for the last 5 months, they say they have not been reimbursed.
And here's the shocking part. It wasn't just outsiders gaming the system. A USDA worker, someone on the inside, allegedly helped fuel the entire thing. Today, we're diving deep into the $66 million food stamps fraud case, how it worked, who was involved, what's at stake, and what it means for millions of Americans who rely on SNAP to survive. Background: what SNAP is. To understand the impact, let's step back. SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, often called food stamps, is a federal program designed to help low-income families afford groceries. It's massive. In 2023, SNAP served over 41 million people in the U.S. It's a lifeline for families struggling to put food on the table. But programs this large, with billions of dollars flowing through them, are also prime targets for fraud. Usually fraud happens at a smaller scale, like a store illegally trading food stamps for cash. But this case, this was on a whole different level. The scheme unfolds. So how do you steal $66 million in food stamp benefits? According to prosecutors, it all started with a man named Michael Kehoe, who orchestrated a massive scheme. He and his crew allegedly obtained around 160 unauthorized EBT terminals.
Bro, you sure it's not fake?
Buddy.
Yeah.
Why are you holding it down so hard? Look. It's literally a scanner. We could call the police right now. Look, this is the real one. I have it all on video. Don't use your cards in places like this. They're trying to steal your information. Why are you acting confused? You knew that was there.
Like, come on, bro. Look, get his name and everything, because he's saying that you checked it and you confirmed
My
it.
name is... The guys like come over here, give me cigarette.
Yeah, but I thought you checked it.
You said that it was real.
You checked, but obviously not, bro.
We put tape.
Look, this is the real tapper. What is this?
We put tape here. Now this one new.
So how come it says right here tap to pay? If tap's up here, why does it say right here tap to pay?
I also need this.
No, we can call the police.
Yeah.
This is evidence.
Click this for show my boss.
The feds and NYPD are working together on Operation Flagship. They're busting bodegas that have phony EBT and ATM machines.
It's also a message to the folks that are doing these crimes. People are coming for you.
Secret Service Special Agent Patrick J. Freeney of the New York Field Office says it's happening more than you think.
People who are victimizing the most vulnerable in our community, stealing literally money that's meant for the food that people are supposed to consume, stealing the food right out of their mouths.
NYPD Detective James Lilla says it's happening at gas station pumps, ATM machines, EBT machines.
They'll distract the teller. Device will go on, takes all of 2 to 4 seconds. This device in particular is a Bluetooth device. They can leave it on here and extract it remotely from their phone.
That's the electronic system that processes SNAP benefits. Instead of putting them in actual grocery stores, they installed them in non-qualified businesses, smoke shops, corner stores, even fake fronts. These businesses weren't supposed to accept food stamps at all. But with those machines, they processed tens of millions of dollars in fake SNAP transactions. Essentially, they were swiping cards, moving money, and pocketing government funds meant to help families buy food. Over $30 million flowed through these fake terminals. And if that wasn't bad enough, there was another layer that doubled the fraud. The inside job, USDA workers' role. This is where the insider comes in. Arlasa Davis, a USDA employee. Her job was literally to help detect and prevent SNAP fraud. But instead of protecting the system, prosecutors say she exploited it. Davis allegedly used her access to internal USDA systems to find valid license numbers, the kind that only real authorized stores were supposed to have. She didn't just memorize them. Investigators say she photographed handwritten lists of license numbers, then passed them to the fraudsters. With those stolen credentials, the group was able to process another $36 million in fraudulent redemptions. In return, Davis got gifts, money disguised as birthday presents or flowers. Small payoffs compared to the millions lost. It's like the security guard of a bank unlocking the vault for thieves, completely undermining the trust the public is supposed to have in government programs.
That they have not been able to use their EBT card, or if they try to use it, it said the funds are not available because some damn USDA federal employee has just been charged with over $66 million in food stamp fraud with 5 other federal employees. This freaking scumbag goes by the name of Arlasa Davis, and she just was charged with over $66 million of food stamp fraud. And the fact that she's a black woman who got caught doing this, I just go, God damn it. Arlasa Davis has apparently been doing this for quite some time. I mean, let's just think about it. To get caught doing $66 million worth of food stamp fraud with only 5 other people helping you out, that's got to be some kind of, like, either other people are just looking the other way and letting you do it, or you just were that dumb, but somebody just didn't catch you until now. What a coincidence. You get caught soon as Trump gets in office and people start looking at shit. If Kamala Harris had won, she would have never got caught. She would have never got caught. The mere fact that Donald Trump won and then appointed Doge to start looking and investigating fraud, that's the only way that she ever got caught. If Kamala Harris was president right now, she would be scot-free, still scamming the system out of millions of dollars in food stamps. It's just like, oh my God, yo. Arlasa Davis, as one of the members of the black delegation, I have to say that we do not condone this behavior. And that's all I gotta say.
66 million in food stamps that this lady has took from people all around the world. Baby, I don't wish jail on nobody, but baby, I'm telling them people finna deal with your tail. And guess what? You know how many children, ma'am, that went hungry, people depend on their stamps, and you taking 66 million worth of stamps off of people's card. I mean, people not knowing what was going on. You know how many people you embarrassed going to the store by making the grocery, going to the counter, and ain't nothing on their cards? Baby, like I say, I'ma say it again, I don't wish jail on nobody. But baby, some hustles I just will not respect. Some hustles is hurtful. Some hustles, you are hurting a lot of people and being greedy. Not a million. I want y'all to say it with me. 66 million. Imagine how much money these people was paying her. I wonder if she had money saved up. Was she buying cars? Did she fix her credit? What was this lady doing with the money? Is she the only one? I mean, y'all, that is a lot. That is a lie, baby. I'd heard it all.
The fallout, charges and penalties. So where does that leave the conspirators now? The Department of Justice has charged all 6 defendants, Michael Kehoe, Mohamad Nawafleh, Omar Alrawashdeh, Gamal Obaid, Emad Alrawashdeh, and Arlasa Davis, with conspiracy to steal government funds, theft of government funds, and misappropriation of USDA benefits. On top of that, Davis faces extra charges: conspiracy to commit bribery, and honest services wire fraud. Each charge carries potential sentences ranging from 5 to 20 years in federal prison. If convicted on all counts, some of these defendants could be facing decades behind bars. It's one of the largest SNAP fraud cases in U.S. history, and prosecutors are making an example out of it.
A food stamp fraud and bribery scheme. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York calling this one of the largest food stamp frauds in U.S. history. Joining me now is the U.S. Secretary of Agriculture, Brooke Rollins. Secretary, it's great to have you this morning. What can you tell us about this?
to you there. Listen, this is a new day, and President Trump promised as he was traveling across the country over the last few years that it would not be the government that we know. The government certainly that under Joe Biden exponentially grew, and alongside that, including the fraud and waste and abuse. And so at USDA, we are hyper-focused on rooting out that waste, fraud, and abuse. And to your point, yesterday was, if not the largest, one of the largest stings, and moving forward and finding that fraud, I think almost $70 million that is no longer going to be allowed here in Washington and with these programs like the food stamp program. So we're going to move forward, obviously, in partnership with the FBI, with the Department of Justice, of course, our team at USDA. This is not the one and only. There are going to be many more to come, and we're going to make sure that we're delivering on our promises to the taxpayers.
Why it matters, bigger picture. Now you might be thinking, okay, they stole from the government, but isn't this just numbers on a screen? Not really, because this money wasn't abstract. It was meant to help real people, families who rely on SNAP every month to keep their children fed. When fraudsters siphon off tens of millions, it weakens trust in the program, and it gives critics more ammunition to call for cuts to food assistance. Officials have already said this case highlights vulnerabilities in SNAP oversight. And you can bet new safeguards will be introduced to try to prevent this from happening again. But the bigger question is, can a program this big, serving millions of Americans, ever be 100% fraud-proof? Or will there always be people finding ways to exploit the system? One thing is clear. The USDA, the FBI, and the Department of Justice are taking this very seriously. And this $66 million case won't be the last headline we see about SNAP fraud. So that's the story of the $66 million food stamps fraud case. A mix of street-level schemes and inside betrayal that drained one of the country's most important safety net programs. What do you think? Should the penalties be harsher for insiders like Davis, who abused her government position? Or is this just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to fraud in federal programs? Let me know in the comments. I'll be reading them. And if you found this breakdown eye-opening, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into stories that affect us all.